So you love your badminton and you want more power, but this is how you're trying to generate power. Big swing, and you just don't seem like you generate much power compared to some of the other more advanced players. So today I want to teach you how to get power using your fingers' power, and how it can help you to not just get more energy, more better, beautiful sound, but it's just able to have much nicer posture and allow your footwork to take shape a lot better. So hopefully you're going to go from this to that. So stay tuned, and I want to teach you how, okay? So badminton is quite a unique sport because the racket is just so light, which means you don't need a lot of muscles to swing it hard, to generate what they call racket speed, right? Because at the end of the day, the racket speed is what you want to get that power in your shots. So not only the racket is light, you've got your beautiful string tension here that can really propel the shuttles, and the shuttles themselves are very light as well. So unlike like a tennis racket, which is very heavy, the ball, when it comes to you, it actually has a lot of energy and momentum as well. So you need a very strong wrist. You have to lock this wrist in a very strong formation, and when you hit it, you're gonna hit with your full power, and that wrist is nice and tight. Because if your wrist is loose and it's a soft, weak like formation, you're gonna hurt your wrist a lot when you play your tennis. So in terms of tennis, strong grip, strong form, strong swing, everything is locked so that your body can absorb a lot of the impact. But badminton is nothing like tennis, right? Badminton, nice and light. Shuttle is nice and light, so when you hit the shuttle, there's not that much impact at all. Which means to generate racket speed, rather than using your whole body, you listen to the sound. Compared to using your fingers. So as you can see, I don't have much movement in my body at all, but the sound compared from this to this. That sound, when you're using proper techniques, is much more powerful and much shorter as well. So in terms of badminton, how you can generate power, you're basically trying to transfer as much energy as you can into the shuttle just at the point of impact, and basically release it afterwards. So a good analogy would be like if I was to have like a towel and I want to hit you. Between swinging it really hard to doing a flick, which one do you think will hurt you more? It's a flick, right? And it's the same as badminton. To get big power, it's not about big swing, it's about that flicking motion where you're trying to compact the amount of energy into a very short duration of time just before and after impact. And that's it, you just can release. And that's the beauty about badminton. And that's also one of the reasons why people struggle a lot. They don't understand that principle. And for them, without any form of coaching or guidance, all they think about, it's bigger the swing, it's bigger the power, right? And you will see this a lot in two particular instances. The smash. So with the smash, you see a lot of, beginners or even intermediate players, they will come and they will hit with a full swing. Well, if you watch a professional, this beautiful squeeze of the racket, and you can see the racket bounce back. And another area that you will commonly see people with big swing is this late backhand, where the shuttle is behind, they struggle to get to the shuttle, and then they trying to swing as big as they can in order to hopefully get a chance to hit the shuttle down there. So the problem when you do big swing is, as you can imagine, when you do big swing, you put in heaps of momentum into your body, and it's very difficult to control, right? So not only massive pressure on all your muscle and joints, it also creates too much momentum, and causes a lot of instability in your form, which means you're going to lose power and you're going to lose control, and that's going to lead to poor quality shots and poor consistency. While if you learn to use your finger power, you're able to move less, generate proper techniques and power, but if you watch, my form is a lot more stable. And I can come back and get ready for the next shot. In comparison to, I'm losing my footing. I'm losing my balance when you do big swing. And you see there's a lot of lower level player who doesn't quite understand how to use finger power. So essentially that's what fingers power is. It's about learning how to have soft hand, soft grip, and squeeze. It is this squeezing that gives you a massive amount of racket speed in a very short movement, rather than big movement like this, where the racket speed, you might think you're doing big swing and big energy, but the racket speed at the point of impact is a lot lower. And this is what finger power is about. And unless you've actually been shown this, you probably wouldn't have heard about it or even know about it. And hopefully after this video, when you watch other advanced players, you can really marvel and enjoy the way they use the hand and the finger to generate this finger power. The other thing about with finger power, as you're learning how to do soft hand and soft grip, is that you can be a lot more delicate in your shot. You're going to have better control, better variety in your control, because when you hit a shot with such a relaxing manner, because your grip is so nice and soft, right? Your form, your posture, your stability, it will allow you to change or make changes to your shot right at the last minute, which means you're going to have more variety in your shot and more deception as well. So for example, with a late hand corner, if you want to do a drop shot, rather than do a big swing to try and do a drop shot, if you are able to learn to use your fingers and generate just enough power needed, as you can see, I'm not swinging big at all. So which means now I can hit much softer shot, much more stable, and which means I can move, I can allow my footwork to hit and come back and get ready for the next shot a lot faster. So it's not just about power, it's about control, form, stability, and allow your footwork to really kick in and help you to move around the court a lot faster. So I want to show you just how much power you can get just from squeezing your fingers. So let's say backhand, instead of swinging, like I can't control how high that shot is. Okay, I have to swing that pretty high and it just arrived by the camera, right? Comparison to that, which is the same distance, except for, oh, that's even further. Now that's even further than before. And this just simply learning to relax and squeeze rather than a full swing. So by the time you put a bit more of your body rotation, a bit of forearm, you're gonna get even more power. Whoops. So that's gone all the way out into the back of the court and nearly hit the wall, rather than this, and that's not very far at all. As you can see, so imagine I'm going to hit a shot and trying to come back for the next shot. So when I hit with a full big swing, it'd be like this. My footwork, I just can't control the footwork. Why, if you do just a finger power, you can squeeze, come back. Squeeze and come back, rather than, so let's say this forehand corner, this forehand, imagine having to do a big swing. Oh man. It's just hard work compared to just this. Late backhand. Oh man, that barely gone just over halfway. And this late backhand is ever so true, and that the more the shuttle go behind you, the more big swing won't work. You just can't get the shuttle straight and far. But if you can learn how to squeeze, you see how far that went? You just have to learn to relax and squeeze. So, how do you do this finger power? The most important thing is soft hand. So when you hold your racket, this is your V grip, this is your backhand. If you hold your forearm and you move it up and down, this wrist should wobble, this racket should wobble rather than this, which means you're holding on too tight, right? So that's one thing. Learn to hold so that you have gap. Because without gap, you can't squeeze. So for some backhand, if you hold really tight like this, you don't have much room to squeeze at all. Then you start using your wrist. But if you learn to have soft hand, you can squeeze. So learn the proper techniques. Learn how to hold a beautiful V grip, nice and soft. Learn how to do a beautiful thumb grip for your backhand, or a bevel grip for your backhand, or even panhandle, because like for the late backhand shot, if it's really far behind you, you're gonna need to go into your panhandle. But you see how I'm holding in my fingers rather than here. That doesn't give me a lot of room to squeeze. I can rotate my forearm, but I can't squeeze, right? And learn to properly use what they call kinetic chain in badminton. So kinetic chain is about using big muscle first, and then transfer that energy into the smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller muscle, and then eventually you're gonna lead into your hand, into your fingertip, and then you squeeze. And that's how you can generate huge amount of power by using such little muscle. So for example, so you imagine it's like a whip. You start from thick, where you're holding the handle, and it just gets thinner and thinner and thinner as it goes along, until right at the very tip, when it be this small. And that's what I mean by kinetic energy. It's gonna flow from your hand into the grip and transfer all the way into that little tip, and it will whoop, and it will make that massive sound. So just like badminton. So for example, with kinetic chain, let's say you got a backhand shot. So rather than come in and swing before you step, you should be step first and then swing. And just by stepping, you then push all the energy up into the upper body, into this, into the shoulder. The shoulder then pull the forearm, and then you squeeze. Rather than this, where you haven't learned to relax the forearm so the energy can flow into the forearm and hand and into the finger. This is even more true when it comes to overhand and smash. So a lot of beginners and intermediate players, you find that they will hit before they allow their body to rotate, which means you're not allowing this transfer of energy to go from the legs into the core and flow up into your hand. While the more advanced players, especially when it comes to smash, you will see they do this massive rotation, and this hand is still lagging. So by the time they rotate about here, this hand is still back here. They haven't done anything with the elbow and the hand. And only from here, they're gonna allow this body to pull and into the squeezing of the fingers, right? So learn about kinetic chain, learn how to use a bigger, especially core muscle first, and feed that into your finger. And you're gonna find that you're gonna have a huge amount of powers. Another good sign to know that if you're using good finger power is you will see this bounce back of the racket. And that just simply becomes momentum. You have this massive momentum going forward, and suddenly it has to stop. So it can't just stop immediately, it will stop and bounce, right? So quite often when I teach people fingers power, that's one of the first things they realize. You go, wow, my racket bounced. Because if you do big swing, your racket will never bounce. You will never experience that bouncing effect. And this is especially true when you see like smash. So, you know, the lower level will smash with the whole arm, while the more advanced player will smash like this, where you see the racket will bounce back up. And if you watch a pro and you watch a slow motion of the pro smash, it's so beautiful when you see this bounce coming up, because they squeeze and this racket has to bounce back up because there's just so much energy going to that rotation and the racket movement, and it goes back up. Hopefully from this video you can see just how much problem big swing can create. It doesn't give you more power, but it also creates a lot of problems to your stability, to your shot quality, to your shot consistency, and into my footwork. It just makes it really hard to get back and prepare for the next shot. While if you learn finger power, suddenly all your shots and your swing become a lot smaller, a lot shorter. Your timing will improve, your power will increase, but you suddenly have, oh wow, I'm much more stable. I'm much more in control of my shot. And you're gonna find it will change your game completely. So hopefully, this video has convinced you enough to start to learn finger power and for you to realize just what fingers power is. So go and practice that a lot, learn to squeeze a lot. You can sit at home, you know, in your backhand, just learn to squeeze, 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 squeeze. Backhand, forehand, learn to chop first. You know, this is chopping a fruit, right? Using the fingers to chop. And once you get good at that, start to learn chop and punch, chop and punch, chop and punch, chop and punch. And you can go into your pen handle or your bevel. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. All this is just simply learning to squeeze. And before you know it, you're going to use this on the badminton court, and people are going to say, wow, where do you get that power from? Because I know that, you know, I'm teaching my wife Lynn at the moment, and she really enjoys learning finger power. And I know that when she goes to badminton, she gets a lot of comments on the sound that she can create and the power that she can create for such a small lady as well. So yes, practice your finger powers, and I hope you really enjoy what changes it will make to your badminton game. If you like the video, don't forget to click on, you know, the next video or the next playlist here. There's lots and lots of videos that hopefully will help you in some way or the other to really change your badminton game and make it better. So yeah, check these out, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.